Get ready because we're celebrating 5 incredible years of the Main Health Show. It's more than just a hair show, it's a platform where we dive into topics that truly matter, just like your favorite barbershop or beauty salon. We cover a wide variety of issues that impact each and every one of us. Join me, Stephanie Anderson, host of the Main Health Show, as we celebrate 5 years of empowerment, education, and inspiration. Don't miss out on the incredible insights and transformative conversations that await you on the Main Health Show. Money isn't just about what you earn. It's about what you keep, grow, and protect. Too often, families work hard their whole lives, but the lack of financial strategies to secure their future and build lasting wealth. Today, we're diving into the power of financial literacy, uncovering how the right knowledge and tools can transform not just your bank account, but your entire legacy. Hello, and welcome to the Main Health Show. I'm Stephanie Anderson, and today we have a special guest, Marquisia Bullock. For over 20 years, Marquisia has been a powerhouse entrepreneur, specializing in the beauty industry and most recently in the financial industry, blending the creativity with financial empowerment to transform lives. As a proud owner of the Hair Marquis LLC, she has built a thriving hair salon for its exceptional customer service, cutting-edge styling techniques, and commitment to helping clients look and feel their best. Her passion for beauty, coupled with her natural leadership skills, has made her salon a staple in the community, attracting a loyal clientele and inspiring stylists. Recognizing the importance of financial security and wealth building, Marquisia expanded her experience nearly 4 years ago by becoming a living benefits specialist, specializing in life insurance with living benefits and annuities. Her focus on living benefits ensures her clients have access to financial resources in times of need, while her expertise in annuities help them create long-term income strategies for a stable retirement. A dynamic leader and mentor, she's dedicated to community engagement, business development, and coaching others on how to achieve success in both the beauty and financial industries. Whether she's behind the salon chair or on financial consultation, her mission remains the same: to uplift, empower, and transform lives. Welcome, Marquisia, to the Main Health Show.
Thank you, Stephanie, for inviting me. Thank you for having me here.
It's my pleasure, and I can say we've gone back many years of knowing each other in the beauty industry.
Absolutely. And congratulations on having your health network. I think it's a wonderful thing that you're doing for the community.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Recently, we had a chance to have a conversation, and I said, you know what? She'll be a great asset to the Main Health Show. So thank you for taking time to share with us today. So with that being said, let's get started. I have a couple of questions. So knowing that you started in the beauty industry, you've been a business owner, an entrepreneur for over 20 years. Like I said, as a salon owner, how did you decide to add financial services and specifically becoming a living benefit specialist?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Stephanie. I have often thought about my exit strategy, right? And what I would actually do after doing hair, because I realized that doing hair was something that, physically it could take a toll on your body, right? But I always wanted to own my own business and be, an entrepreneur. And about 2015 or so, I got asked about retirement features and things that I have myself set up, right? And, I honestly, I didn't. I wasn't quite ready. And in that answer, I knew that other people are not necessarily ready or set up. Well, when I got to hear this kind of question come to me. And I sat down with someone and she shared with me the life insurance. She shared with me the benefits and how it could create some living benefits and that tax-free retirement. I took advantage of the product, right? I actually got the product for myself and shared it with other people. That helped me to understand the financial business a lot. And then, then I was later offered an opportunity to become a life insurance agent. And because I believed in the product so well, and I recognized the importance of what it was that was shared with me and how important it is to share with the others in my community, that is why I decided to become a living benefits specialist and add it to my repertoire. I also realized that I have a large following, so I'll be able to share that information with them, and that catapulted me into this next career.
Well, that's great and most definitely needed. You spoke about community and understanding the value of what you bring now as a living benefit specialist. I wanted to talk about our community when it deals with health and the beauty industry. A lot of times, many things change, and I notice quite a few things when there's a crisis. Through the years, colleagues getting ill or different things happening that affect them that they weren't prepared for. So, with you having many years in the beauty industry and now doing this, how do you see the benefit of colleagues that you worked with before, or even those not in the beauty industry, learning more about what it is that you do and how it benefits them?
Well, statistics are really different now. Did you know that 1 out of 4 people have a stroke every 90 seconds in the United States? You know, um, and 2 out of 3 people will have cancer in their lifetime. Alzheimer's is a big thing that is going on within our communities as well. Over 12 million people are, categorized to be diagnosed with Alzheimer's by 2050. So these are all statistics that are definitely part of things that hit our community, right? Strokes, heart attacks, cancer, all of those things. And the way that living benefits work, I actually was able to see how living benefits could actually really help a household and save them in that financial situation when they're going through something like that. And most of us in our community are not prepared when strokes, heart attacks, cancer, and things of that nature arise. We always, end up taking our money out of our 401k or taking our money out of our savings, and then we don't have anything left. So it was like, okay, financially, our community could use a product that could benefit their household in the event that something like this was to happen. And most of us don't know that these benefits are available. And that was something that catapulted me into this career as well.
So, do you personally own one of the products that offer living benefits? And how has it been beneficial in your life or in other people's lives? Do you have any examples of that?
I absolutely do. So, like I told you in 2015, I was approached with the product, right? And I actually purchased one because it was a no-brainer for me when she said covered for heart attack, stroke, cancer, diagnosis of ALS, end-stage renal failure, all of these things that I didn't have coverage for. I was like, that's a no-brainer. Please give me the coverage. But I also introduced it to my family, and I introduced it to my husband, my ex-husband now, and I introduced it to my daughter and everyone in my family. Well, a few years passed, and my ex-husband actually suffered a stroke. So he hit those statistics of 1 out of 4 people will have a stroke within, a certain period of time. We hit those statistics. And, I've seen in so many times in our communities where people lose their job when they have a stroke. People, the houses go in foreclosure. Over 40% of home foreclosures is due to medical loss or medical situations or conditions that cause them possibility of unable to keep their job or to remain employed or to even find a job. So the things happen with us. And so, yes, I did do have the product. My family has the product. But what happened, my ex-husband, he had that stroke at age 49, which was is so early and we weren't really prepared. But we had the life insurance policy in place with the living benefits. And the living benefits cover to give you the ability to take up to 80% of your death benefit while you are alive. And so that's what I saw happen, Stephanie. Literally within the time that he had the stroke, about 48 days passed, and this life insurance policy was paying out to us 80% of the death benefit while alive. When I saw that, I could not help myself but to tell our community, to open my mouth to share this information with people, because I know so many times, I've heard people come and sit in my chair and tell me, we lost Big Mama's house because Big Mama had a stroke and we didn't have the money to keep the house going. Or we actually needed the money in order to take care of Big Mama. So we had to sell the house to get it. I've heard many times that, aunties and uncles, they get cancer, breast cancer, lung cancer, prostate cancer, all of these different things. And financially, they're not prepared. And so, in seeing what happened in our household and how we became a statistic really fast, right? Because we were fine at first. And then the stroke happened, you lose the job, the finances change immediately. I know in most of our communities, we're living paycheck to paycheck. So, we're not necessarily ready for that financial fall if something major were to happen. And that was the same case in our household. But the life insurance with living benefits is something that definitely changed our lives. And so I've seen it also in other people's lives. We have a young man on our team. He had the policy. He worked for a regular delivery company. And in that delivery company, you have to drive every day, right? Well, he had a major car accident, which caused him paralysis, and he was unable to provide for his family in the time that he was sick. What happened? The paralysis is covered under our living benefits. He was able to take up to 80% of that death benefit, which afforded him time in order to be able to take care of his family financially, get better because the paralysis was not permanent, and then he was able to get back to work. But what kept him afloat during that time, right? What paid the rent? What paid the mortgage? It was this life insurance policy. Okay. And so that in seeing that policy being paid out to that degree, and just to put a number on it, Stephanie, the policy paid us up to $80,000 out of $100,000 life insurance policy. So it's something that I know could benefit people financially if they were prepared early.
And you hit the money on the head. In the sense that a lot of times, because behind the chair we talk to people, and I've heard so many, unfortunately, so many people, they just weren't prepared, even though they're like, I just don't think it would happen. We're too young. Your ex husband at the time seemed too young to have a severe medical issue that came on so quickly. So it's good that you heeded the good advice that you received, whereas most people sometimes say it'll never happen to me. But I had a question. You talked about life insurance and you talked about different things, but in life insurance, and you can kind of help me understand this for the audience. I've heard about term insurance and I've heard about permanent insurance. So can you tell me the difference? And don't you usually get life insurance from your job? Is that the same as what you get on your job, or how does that work?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, at your job, you're normally going to get this group insurance, right? And group insurance is just going to cover you for that term of time that you're in that job. And then once you leave that job, guess what? Your life insurance is over. and you're going to end up having to find a new life insurance policy. Well, who wants to look for a life insurance policy at age 65 or, greater? And policies generally cost based on age, right? So if you're looking for a policy and you're like 65 years or older, you're looking for a policy that's going to cost you a lot more money than you have to pay, right? Now, the differences between, I'm glad you asked me about the term and the permanent insurance, because most people get a term policy. And what a term policy is a policy that covers you for a certain period of time. And, some people say, okay, I got life insurance, I got that term policy, and so it's going to cover me and I'm good. But guess what? It only covers for like 10, 20, or 30 years. And then it's either over or it's going to balloon up in price. Okay. Now, we also have what we call permanent insurance. Now, permanent insurance, there's two different types. There's whole life insurance and there is a universal life insurance. And so they are the same in one aspect, meaning that they will last for a lifetime, and we believe a lifespan is of 120 years of age. They are the same in which they both carry a cash value added to the policy, right? But the only difference is with a whole life policy, you're going to get a guarantee on that death benefit, but that whole life, the cash value that grows in there, it's going to be tied to a dividend. And so it's only going to be a 1, 2, 3, or 4% dividend. If you have a universal life policy, which we do them indexed into the market, you're going to get a great gain on your cash value. So you're going to grow more money in your cash value on that index universal life policy. And you have a guaranteed floor of zero. So you will never lose the money that you earn in that cash value on that policy. And that can in turn go and create a tax-free retirement for you. And I'm sure we can get into that part of the policy. But there are a lot of different features that are added to the policy. And so also with the universal life policy, you have a lot more flexibility. So if you need to waiver your premiums or your premium needs to go up or down, we have the possibilities of making it fit your budget. So that is the difference between term and a permanent insurance.
Oh gosh, that is so much information, just a wealth of information. But I heard you talk about retirement, and that is something especially people of my generation are starting to consider. But I always say is you're never too young to start thinking about the future. So I do have a question about age. At what age does a person have to be to get a policy with living benefits? Is there a prerequisite there?
Yeah. So, guess what? The policies are open to any age from 0 to 85. So there is a wide range that we can cover. But again, policies are priced based on age. So the younger a person is, the lower the premiums. Okay. The older the person is, there's a possibility of higher premiums. We can still kind of gauge it around your budget, but there's going to be a minimum cutoff because of the age. So if you get a policy at a young age, guess what? It still covers you all the way until 120 years of age. So if you get the policy at 0, this policy will last forever to 120 years of age. And it will start off at a minimum price, and that minimum price will stay the same throughout the life of the policy until you get to retirement age. And then there's a few other features that we have added to the policy once you get to retirement age. So a lot of benefits that we are not always aware of, nor are we privy to get these things in other strategies that are out there.
This is a wealth of good information you are sharing. But due to time, I definitely want to get this question in, and I want to give you enough time to be able to answer it. So, when you have said that, what makes your insurance different from my regular life insurance is that I don't die. But if I get sick with one of those listed illnesses, then I can use my death benefit while I'm alive. Is that right? And well, if I don't get sick and I don't pass away early, does this policy have anything else that it does for me?
Absolutely. So, like I said, if you don't get sick, if you do get sick, right, the policy allows you to use your death benefit while you are alive, right? So we have life insurance that covers your life. We cover if you die too soon. We have if you become ill, you don't have to die to just use your policy. You can use your policy if you become ill. But guess what? If you don't get sick, and you don't die too soon, your policy still has a benefit there for you. And most of us know life insurance with that it only covers death. That's what we always just think about. It only covers death. Well, first off, we have changed the game on that, right? We're covering if you live, we're covering, if you die. But then if you don't do either of those things really early and you get to retirement age, you can actually stop paying your life insurance policy at a certain period of time and allow your policy to supplement and give you a retirement that will come to you tax-free for the rest of your life. So you are actually setting to get a policy like this, you will be setting yourself up for now, for the possibilities of something happening in the middle, and for the future. Okay. That's what these policies can do for you. And of course, getting into that life insurance policy or the living benefit income of it all, that's a whole nother subject that we'd have to, dive into a little bit more. But it definitely gives you a guaranteed lifetime income that you cannot outlive. And that's a big part of the policy as well. So I've named about 19 to 20 different features that this one policy can do for you.
And you know what? I think it's so funny because you've given so much meat. You've given and a lot of gravy too. And I think a lot of times most people kind of avoid this subject matter because they really don't understand it. They think it's more difficult, but I think you did a really good job of explaining the benefits and how people can take advantage of it. So, we're about to wrap up on time, but I did want to say that I am sure, Marquisia, that there's going to be someone who is interested and want to learn more about what it is that you do. You do have questions, or maybe it can benefit them. Can you give them some contact information for you so they can reach out to you, please?
I absolutely can. Thank you. So I have an Instagram page that you can definitely direct message me on, and it is called Bullock Financials. That's Bullock, Bullock Financials. Um, and you also can reach out to me via phone or email. So email is Marquisia Bullock at gmail.com. And if you want me to spell it out, I can. So it's Marquisia Bullock, Bullock, all one word, at gmail.com. Or you can contact me via phone at 301-792-1416. And I'll be glad to answer any of your questions. A call to me or a text or email to me is free of charge. The consultation is free of charge, and we will definitely be able to share some great information with you. There is no obligation to share the information.
Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing with us and not gatekeeping this critical information. And thank you for making a difference behind the chair and now with your current endeavor. And also, thank you for being my guest. That does it for this episode. Thank you for watching The Main Health Show. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Bye-bye. Are you tired of the misconceptions surrounding alopecia? Do you wish you could break through the BS, the belief systems, and embrace your true self? Introducing Alopecia is a Thing, Breaking Through the BS by me, Stephanie Anderson. In this groundbreaking book, I share my journey of assisting hundreds of clients with overcoming the challenges of alopecia and embracing themselves through empowering stories and practical tips. I guide you on a path to self-acceptance and confidence. It's time to debunk the myths and stereotypes surrounding alopecia. It's time to break free from the constraints of society's expectations. It's time to embrace who you truly are. Don't let alopecia hold you back any longer. Join countless others on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment.